So forgive us. There's some comedy that's going on in the background. So speaking a little bit about your daughter, I know you said that she was planned at 19.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you make such a dope decision at 19?
I was in love. I was in love, and just like any teenager thinks when they're involved with a guy, like, I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life.
Right.
I got his name tattooed on me. And
Still right now?
It's covered up because when my last real relationship, I was with him for 5 years. He was like, we got to get this covered up. So
right.
We did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how old was he when you were you guys the same age?
He was, when I was pregnant, he was 21.
Okay. All right. So what kind of relationship do you guys have now, like 10 years later?
It's embarrassing. I say that because I wish it was really different, but we're not cordial. Like, we have our moments where we are cordial and we can, co-parent with, as far as my daughter, but right now we're not cordial at all.
Does that when you and him are not getting along, does that prevent him from, in his mind, doing what he needs to do as a father? Or does he still handle that irregardless of how you guys get along?
Well, it's court order that he picks her up every other weekend.
Okay.
So that's court order. And my daughter, she's 10. She's at that age where she can say, Mommy, I want to go to my dad's house. So I'll let her call him. And she'll go ahead and call him. He never says no. Like, she's his oldest, so he always picks her up whenever she wants to, unless he's doing something. But unfortunately, I'm very grateful, but he thinks that, again, it's court ordered, that I get $200 a month for child support. He thinks that's awesome. He thinks that's like the best thing ever. So,
how much that cheap? But I don't, but
so yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now as far as the courts are going back and forth.
So real quick, and we're gonna move away from him. What stops you guys from getting along? Because he has a new situation.
Yeah,
you do your thing. What's the problem?
And I hear my daughter saying that he's supposed to be proposing to his girl soon. And then I left out the girl that he's with. She's one of them that he cheated. Well, that was the reason why we split, because he broke. Yeah, he cheated with her and another girl. So the girl he's with is one of them that he cheated on me with. So, and we get along great, me and his girlfriend. Also, we have a great relationship.
That's good.
It's just him. Like, I think he stopped trying to get with me when my daughter was probably like 7 years old. And I don't know if he's still. Yeah, he was still trying. It was up until one point. Him and I had like a huge falling out. And I said, you know what, this is it. I'm going to tell your girlfriend what you've been doing, the text messages and everything.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up putting it out there. And after that, yeah.
Social media is a Mickey Picky.
So.
These damn phones, excuse me. All right, well, we're going to get away from that situation right there. Tell me if there was anybody that you could sit down and have dinner with, dead or alive, who would that be and why?
Dead or alive? It would be my grandfather. He passed away in 2011.
Your mom's dad or your dad's dad?
My mom's dad.
Okay.
Him and I, he was military. He was Marines. He was so strict, and I remember always growing up. Well, as a child, just like Papa just doesn't like me. Like, I would come to my grandma's house after school because that's where I had to be. And he was like, well, God, you hungry again? Like, why are you eating after, like, as soon as you get home from school? Like, it was always like he's giving me and like my other cousins a hard time. And it was weird. I didn't understand it. It was just weird. And we had to clean even when we got home from school. It was just a mess. So I remember, I just felt like he was just picking on me. And I remember after he passed away, I remember having a dream that he was in my dream. And I remember because my family, we always have cookouts. And I remember him being in my dream, and I saw him one time. I was at a cookout, and he just came to me and he just hugged me. And like, that was like, to me, it was like the scariest thing, but it was also like an amazing thing too. Right. And I remember I woke up and I was like, wow, like, he did love me. Wow. So that was like that was my way of him coming back to me. Like,
that's what's up,
baby. So.
All right. I like that. Okay. Yeah. So, you've been in the group for a while now. Mm-hmm. Who is there anybody in the group that you can see yourself like hanging out with, male or female, like just to kick it and have a good time, just based upon what you know about them through the group and their thoughts and opinions and stuff like that?
Definitely Giselle. Okay. We were actually supposed to go walking one time. She had something.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Giselle. I would say Free. I haven't really had a chance to talk to Free yet. Right. But
what silly?
Free and what's her name? And probably Daynell.
Okay. What?
And also Andre Wilburn. Cannot leave him out.
Okay. Okay.
You, sir.
I know it's all good. You're not. There's no pressure here.
I want to actually do a one-on-one with you, and also Andre Wilmer.
That's what's up. I'm open.
Yeah.
Always. You too busy though.
I am right now. I am. Yeah.
So who in the group? Of course, people are always throwing their thoughts and opinions around. But who in the group thoughts and opinions do you respect the most? So do you gain something from their insight? Is there anybody like that? If not, it's not. But
if it is someone, I would probably say I can't think of anybody. I think probably because I'm like kind of new.
Right.
I can't really think of anybody.
Well, and I always like to do this to put them on the spot. Who in the group that you wish would shut the fuck up?
Oh my God, Sex Bites. I can't like. He just gets on my last nerve. Like he
Why?
Does. I think because everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but he's like, to me, he's just over the top with it. I just feel like he's like waiting for a female to say something just so he can just come at him. Like I don't,
right.
And I respect him for his opinion, but I would so appreciate if he just leave. When I comment on stuff, just leave me alone. Like,
well, that's Bites. We need to get you on the hot seat, brother, so people can maybe understand your logic and where you're coming from.
Yeah,
because it's hard to figure that out when people are striking the keyboard.
And that's what I'm saying. I found myself the last time, because he's the only person I've got into it with, and I remember really like picking up my phone because it was on a charger, and I like trying to get back at him because he had said something. I was hot, and I was like, you know what? Just I can't. Like I'm arguing with a computer, so yeah.
And you know what? I think here's one thing I do know about him, and I've hung out with him before. He's totally different in person. That's right. I'm giving it up on you, brother. He's a gentleman. He's a good guy. You'll find him opening the door. Nice, very. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, like, he really is a good guy. And after if you got to know him, you're kind of like, oh, okay, he ain't really like how.
But it's weird that I don't get that though from the group.
But it would surprise you, because like I said, I've hung out with him a few times, and he is a pretty good dude.
I wonder why. It's like I wonder why.
And that's why we got to get him on the hot seat to find out. And these will be the questions y'all can hit me with, and I can access behind, and we'll get to the bottom of it. All right. This question, right? These next couple of questions, they come from your peers.
Oh, okay.
All right. So somebody in the group wanted to know: have you ever had a threesome? And if you have, was it you and two guys, or you, a guy, and another girl?
No, I've never had a threesome.
Is there something you've ever thought about doing?
I've definitely thought about it. Definitely. If I was to do it, it would have to be with another female.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
Another guy. I have. I kissed a girl before, yeah.
Is that something? Is that what they call it? Bi-curious?
I was. Yeah. I mean, I think
same
all
thing?
females are. I think
so?
all females are, just because we just want to know, and
right.
That's just what females. Not that's what we do, but we're curious. So that's why I did it. But that was it for me.
Could you see yourself being in a relationship with a woman?
No.
Absolutely
it's nothing a woman can do for me.
Okay, all right. Do you have any fetishes? What turns you on? Are you into feet? Are you into chest? Are you into?
I'm into what turns me on the most about a man, the smell. Like if he smells so good. I mean, he cannot even be like the best looking guy, but
there's comedy in the background. I just want to say that one more time.
But if his smell if he just has this smell about him, then yeah, I'm like all in. Like
damn,
it just really does something.
Cologne.
Yeah, oils. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh damn. Okay. All right. What's the wildest thing you've ever done sexually?
Wildest thing I've ever done sexually. I don't really think it's wild because I think everyone has done it. Like I've had sex in random places.
What's the most random of places? What's the riskiest place you've had sex?
I would say the movies, but I think everyone's done it in the movies. Yeah,
that's risky. You can go to jail.
And also, we had stopped to get our car washed, and we went into the bathroom there.
Wow.
Parks. Stuff like that. Of course, the job. I showed up at the job. He showed up at my job.
All right. What? Hold on. He had one more question. Well, not he. This person had one more question. We're at 1 minute. All right. Go on and wrap it, and we'll come back.